Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Dr. Rituraj Nath, Assistant Professor in Faculty of Engineering Technology, welcome you all to this webinar on challenges and mitigation tactics to social engineering attack. Today, our speaker is a renowned person in his field. On behalf of everyone, let me welcome Dr. Ujjwal Sharma, who is currently working as an assistant professor stage 2 in the Department of Computer Application of Technology, Assam, Don Bosco University, Guwahati. On behalf of fraternity of Assam Downtown University, I welcome Dr. Sharma. Thank you, Dr. Sharma, for joining us today. Dr. Sharma Dr. Sharma has research interest in information security, natural language processing, and speech processing. He has more than 16 years of professional experience, in which 13 years are dedicated to some very good research and teaching. He has completed his PhD from Guwahati University in 2013. Till now, Dr. Sharma has completed three research projects funded by external agencies. And granted on 2019 has highlighted his high caliber as a professor of research. He has supervised two PhD scholars and 35 are currently working with him. Dr. Sharma has authored 5 books and he published 11 book chapters. He has more than 34 peer research papers in reputed and national and international journals. And he is also associated with Krishnakanta Gandhi State Cotton University as a resource person. He is a member of the Union Board in two international. He is selected as a champion faculty trainer resource person by Sikkim Manipal University, Sikkim. So, without taking any further time, I again welcome Dr. Ujjwal Sharma to deliver this lecture today, and I hope it will be a very interesting session. Thank you. Dr. Sharma, please. Yes, you are. Thank you.
As I know, as I understand. So, and one more thing, this talk is going to be very much general. It is not too technical because whenever we talk about anything related to the cyber security or information security, it is a very huge topic and there is no end to this topic. So today, basically, this webinar is all about the common awareness program so that we can all become aware of the different kind of problem that we may face while being online, and so that we can also make ourselves and our near and dear basically aware of all those kind of problems that they may face during their uh, basically process of working online. So now let us start with the presentation. Is the screen visible?
Yes, yes, the
Am I audible
screen
that the
is
screen
visible.
is
Yes,
visible?
yes, 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 nice.
Okay, thank you. We all know, today the title of the topic is challenges and mitigation techniques to social engineering attacks. Now, before we directly go into the social engineering attacks, let us talk about what is basically the cyber threats and all about. Now let us see what is that basically. Whenever we talk about the cyber threats, so what is that? It's a cyber attack that is an attack that is basically mounted against us through digital devices by means of cyberspace. So whenever we talk about anything about the cyberspace, we all know like it is not nowadays confined only to computers and internet. So even our mobile, any digital device which is connected to the internet, even we can talk about our smart TVs. So they are also directly can be attacked by the cyber criminals. So that is what we need to basically very clearly understand. And apart from that, the cyber attackers may compel the users to compromise their systems or may control users' data or the system. So there are different techniques the cyber criminals are basically trying to use these days so that they can get hold of our system. So without our knowledge, they can basically keep using our system and they can do a lot of activities which are actually going to be very much vulnerable, and we can be basically in problem because of those use of unfair use of our computer by the cyber attackers. Then the cyber attackers can cause electrical blackouts, failure to military equipments, and breaches of national security secrets. So basically, what we can talk about like electrical blackouts whenever we are talking about all these things. So in India, the things are getting developed very in a very fast manner, but at this moment, still it is not very much advanced. So this concept is very much means theoretical to us at this moment, because if you talk about the other Western countries like USA or the other European countries, whenever we talk about all those countries, so most of the things they are doing through the internet basically. So everything directly connected to the internet, and they are doing everything through internet. So in that case, the problem that they are facing is really very challenging for them. Like whenever the cyber attacker attacks any building which is totally connected to the internet, and it can basically make a total blackout in the system, or it can make the failure of the entire system. And sometimes they can also cyber attackers may also make the military equipments fail, and it may be basically a threat to the national security as well. And some of the very secure documents can also be getting accessed by those cyber criminals. So these are some of the things. And after that, they can also disrupt the phone and computer networks and paralyze the system, making the data unavailable. So those kind of things are very much known to us. And whenever we talk about the cyber threats, so there are different kind of threats are there. Like one is the social engineering techniques. Then we can talk about the malware. Then we can also talk about the man in the middle attack. Then ransomware is there, and data breaches. So these are very common kind of the cyber threats that we basically face in our day-to-day work. And botnet is also one of them, like someone directly working as a human being, but that is not a human being, but basically pretending to be a human being and trying to capture our very much sensitive and secure information through the online mode. So those kind of things are there. And basically today we are going to talk about the social engineering techniques apart from the others. So today we are going to concentrate on the basic concept of social engineering techniques. So whenever we see this particular word like phrase, basically social engineering techniques, so it looks like for the normal people, it's look like not directly related to the computer or cyberspace or something like that. But we have to remember one thing, that the social engineering technique is basically directly and straight away way related to the cyber threats, and it can make our life very much measurable, basically, that we need to understand very clearly. Now, what is social engineering? So, and one more thing that we need to understand, that whenever we are talking about any kind of cyber threats, so initially we can talk about hackers. Like hacker used to hack our system, like our social media pages are getting hacked by some of the hackers. So those kind of things are there. But again, somebody can also have penetration to our secured network through the process of hacking. But that hacking is basically much more difficult as compared to the social engineering kind of attack. So that we'll be basically discussing here. Now we need to understand very clearly that there is a difference between hacking and the social engineering. So that has to be very much clearly understandable to us. Now, in the context of information security, it is a broad range of malicious activities which are executed through the human interaction. So remember one thing, whenever we talk about the social engineering attack, So basically the human interaction is very much important. Like for example, if you talk about hacking, so without your means your interaction, somebody can directly hack your system. So even if you are not providing any information directly by yourself, then also the hacker can have access to your system. So that is the process of hacking. But in case of the social engineering, it is not like that. We have to get involved into it, then only they can get access to our information. And although it looks like if we don't give the information, the social engineering attacks will fail. Yeah, it is very much true. So whenever we are not getting basically not means uh, cooperating with the cyber attackers, then the social engineering attack cannot take place. That is very much correct. But remember one thing, like we all human being are very much emotional, and sometimes we don't think so much. And because of that only, the cyber criminals can have our secure and sensitive information from our side, and after getting all those things, they can have access to the internet, to our system basically. So that is the basic uh, techniques that the cyber criminals are nowadays using. Now, the user, it uses the psychological trick to manipulate the users to make security mistakes or compromise with the sensitive information. So as I already told, like basically the cyber criminals are going to make use of the psychological, they're going to use the psychological trick, because they used to actually play with the emotion, human emotion. Then after that, they're basically going to do a lot of activities which can actually make our data as well as the sensitive information compromised with the cyber criminals. So that can be there. Then the cyber attackers first tries to gain necessary security loopholes, and then tries to get the victim's trust and confidence to accomplish the attack. So the process is a very much actually systematic process the cyber criminals are trying to use whenever we talk about the social engineering attack. So what they do basically, first of all, they will try to start the conversation. Then after that, they will start talking, and they will try to get some kind of confidence over you. And after that, they will basically try to get some kind of sensitive information from you. So that is a process, steps of process that they used to follow. And sometimes they used to follow those steps in such a short manner, then we basically don't know like what exactly we are doing. Even if we are all the time very much aware, then also we most of the time can end up with committing so many mistakes, and making ourselves victim of those kind of cyber attacks. So those kind of things are going to happen in case of the social engineering. Now, this is a very nice diagram that was actually downloaded from the infoeva.com, one of the very important websites related to the cyber security and all, cyber and information security. And they're basically trying to show the life cycle of the social engineering attack, like how the things are going to happen. So basically, we are going to start with the top part, like the preparing the ground for the attack. So what does the social engineers or the cyber attackers are trying to do? They will just first of all try to identify the victims, because nowadays, see, actually we don't know, like all the time we are basically ourselves means actively participating in the social network, like for example the Facebook or the WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever it is. So from those actually point, it is very much vulnerable for us, because all the time we are actually keeping our or giving our data without without knowledge also to the other part of the means the other people. So that is going to be very much important for the cyber attackers. So what they do, they first of all try to identify the victims, because see, they are going to use so many different kind of techniques. First of all, the one of the technique that they might be using, like most of the time what we do, like suppose in the WhatsApp we used to give some kind of status, right? Status also we can change the setting, but normally I don't know whether how many of us changes the setting. Like normally what we do, like our status that we give in the WhatsApp is basically can be seen by all the contacts, right? So number one. Number, and in the context what happens, like you may be a part of a group, so then also it may be possible that someone, whoever is a part of the group, can also see your information. So ultimately your information is basically getting compromised. Number one. Number two is what, like suppose we are working in the suppose we are using Facebook, and in the Facebook we used to give some kind of status. So that status we find that suppose I am feeling something in my mind and I am giving a status. For example, suppose I went to a bank, and in the bank suppose I am not getting proper treatment from the bank people while I am trying to suppose apply for a loan or something like that. Then I'll be basically trying to put that thing in my status, right? That I was not means satisfied with the kind of services that I am getting from a bank, like whenever I was trying to apply for a loan. So those kind of status suppose I am giving. So in that case, what will happen? So those kind of messages, it is very much normal for normal users. But actually, what you know, like in the cyber means the cyber attacker side, what they do, they all the time keeping track of all the different kind of messages, the post, whatever we are basically doing in the social media. They used to actually keep a track of that. And even if they are not directly keeping track of that by understanding the message, what they do, they are going to use some kind of system. And sometimes they are also going to use the concept of NLP, like the natural language processing. So they can find out different kind of sentiment analysis. They used to find out the keywords, then the points, that finally whatever you are actually trying to write. So in that way, they are going to actually segregate all the users. They are trying to find out like what are the users that and what kind of problem the users are facing. So in that way, actually, without knowing your knowledge, the cyber criminals are going to get so much of information about you. So that is going to happen. So after that, what happens, like suppose once they are getting the information about all the victims, they are going to find out like which is going to be the very much means the targeted victim. So from that only they are going to get some kind of information. Then they are going to, after they list out all the victims that they are basically trying for the attack. So what they do, like gather the background information about the victims. Then after that, based on the background, they are trying to find out the proper kind of attack that will be basically fired to a particular user. So that kind of things they are going to do. And recently, what happens, like not, it is not recent. Like I know, means some of you might be facing also problems. Suppose you are going to refuel your vehicle, and suddenly one salesperson came and he is giving a, like there is a kind of offer that will be there in a particular shop or something like that, and he is trying to collect your information like your phone number and your name, something like that. And once they're getting your phone number, getting name nowadays is not a
Well,
problem, right? So in that case, they're
ठीक
just
है
getting your
चल
phone
बनने
number,
बनने
and
का
from that phone number normally we because they are telling that there will be a big offer, and if you give your phone number, so you might be one of the lucky winner or something like that. So normally we give our phone number. So that recently happens with me in one of the refueling center. Like when I was trying to refuel my vehicle, one person came like that, and he was asking for my phone number. So I refuses to give him the phone number also. So those kind of thing happens. So normally there are different ways without knowing. Actually, we are means giving our normal data, like for example our phone number, our name, like my state of mind at a particular moment, so whom we are talking about, what kind
हैं
of talk basically I'm interested in. So those kind of informations are nowadays easily available because of the social media. And that is going to be the first point where the
cuma
cyber
aku di
attackers are going to start their process. So once
seven
they are
sem tu
getting
berarti
the
apa
thing,
ikat
so
placement
they
test
are going to find out the proper kind of attack that has to be fired
hmm
against the particular individual. So what they do, then after that they basically
itu pun batu bubur di
decide with
setap
the
no
victims
menyerna
to
apa
gain the foothold. They are trying to get engage themselves with the victim, like what kind of means their interest. So they used to find out everything, and after that they are start spinning the story, then try to take control of the entire
hmm
interaction. So finally they are basically trying to get
hmm
means confidence from the victim. So once they're getting the confidence from, suppose me, suppose I found that okay, that person is very much helpful to me, since I was facing a problem while applying for a loan, that person is helping me for getting the loan from a different bank. So those kind of things are happen. And I don't know, like in nowadays, I am so many times I'm getting a call from so many different person from outside the state also, like from the Rajasthan, Delhi, like they're asking for, sir, are you applying for some loan, or sir, are you applying, are you invest in share market? So those kind of phone normally you'll be getting. So sometimes the cyber attackers also trying to give some kind of random call, because directly just dialing a number and giving a random call is not a problem. So in that way, they are actually trying to get some kind of information, and sometimes suppose they are going to tell like your are you interested for some insurance policy and all. So those kind of thing. That is the starting point. Then after, what will happen? Once suppose you are getting interest into a particular area, then they will start talking in that particular area, then they will try to get a confidence. Then after that they will start directly asking about your basically about your sensitive informations, like information over the period of time. They will actually not directly in a day or two, they will collect the information gradually. In a series of days they will talk to you, and they will start collecting your information one by one. And once they got all the information from you, then they will basically fire the attack on you. For example, suppose they are directly having access to your bank account, collecting all the means extracting all the money from your account. So those kind of things that they may do. And sometimes they can also make a threat also, like suppose once they're getting access to your ID and the password, they can also send some kind of message on behalf of you, but you are actually not willing to do that. So finally you will be basically into trouble. So those kind of thing may happen. So that is the thing. And after the attack is there, so that fourth step that the cyber attackers are going to do, what they are going to do to remove all the traces of the malware, like the process that basically they have used to attack the victim. So they are going to remove all the traces, then basically covering the tracks, then basically after that bringing the carrot to the natural end. So finally they will end up the process after they are successful, and that is the end of the process. And finally you are getting victimized, you are actually ending up with losing your very important money and everything like that. So that can also happen. So that is why basically what I would like to say, like normally whenever we use the Facebook, social media, anything, like it's better not to give any kind of means our status or state of mind in those kind of open platform, because it is very much, you might be very much vulnerable to attacks that can happen sometime. Then the technique, like what are the technique the cyber criminals are basically use, as here we are trying to know like the process, basically identify the victim, then they are trying to get engaged themselves, then trying to get access to the sensitive information, then finally they will attack and then exit. So this is the basic process. Now how they will actually get access to our us basically, so for that there can different kind of technique that they are trying to use. The first one that we can talk about, like there are different kind of techniques are there. When there is a human interaction, there is a possibility of social engineering attack. As I already told you, like the social engineering attacks are only possible whenever we are interacting with. So basically there is a difference between the hacking and the social engineering attack. As I already told you, in the hacking what happens, so without your knowledge somebody can have access to your computer, like if they have some kind of information. But in the social engineering attack what happens, your interaction is highly needed, without that it is totally impossible. Then the cyber criminal most of the time play with the trust factor, that is very much important. So they are very much clever in talking, they will actually try to make you means they will try to get the confidence by their way of talking, and finally you will basically means end up with giving all your basically trust to them, and after you are there, you start trusting them, then finally they will start doing their work. Then they tries to convince people by different means. So there are different means that they are trying to use to convince the people. It can be the email. So sometimes we may get some kind of email. Suppose for example, like suppose I am visiting a website, then after I close the website, then what will happen? I'll start getting email related to that particular interest. So those kind of thing happen. Like suppose after that, initially what I did, suppose I am just looking for some suppose insurance policies, and once I close my website where I was looking for the insurance policies, I'll start getting information related to the insurance policies. Sometimes you can also find out, like suppose you are searching the information in your mobile browser, then what will happen? The similar kind of information you will start getting in your Instagram page. Sometimes you'll be getting similar kind of information in the Telegram or something like that. Those kind of things can be there. So that is why they can, after that they will start, after getting the information like what are the different areas where you are interested in, so that they can put similar kind of attack on you. So they may use different means to actually put the attack. The first one is the email. Then we can talk about the voicemail. So voicemail is basically they can talk and they can try to get the information or try to get the confidence. Then it may be a text message also, in the form of WhatsApp message, email, Telegram message, or whatever it is, different kind of text message kind of concept they are trying to use to get information about you. Then there are some kind of real life example that I want to take up, so that you can basically understand how the cyber attack can take place. The first of all, it is the OLX scam. So this scam is one of the very important and very much studied scam that took place in the state of Andhra Pradesh. I think during 1998 or 2000, during that particular period. So this OLX scam took place in the Hyderabad, basically in Andhra Pradesh. So what happens? Like we all know the basic objective of OLX is what? Like they used to sell, or that means any one of us can sell and purchase our second-hand items, right? So that is what is going to happen. And what the cyber attackers did, like during that point of the time, in the entire state of Andhra Pradesh, basically in the Hyderabad, what happens like there are so many army basically training centers are there in Hyderabad in the area Sikandrabad. So what they do like in the OLX, so many different kind of advertisement came, like there are so many means time to time, like there are some kind of very means recent vehicles are there which are under sale, and these vehicles belongs to the defense personnel, and since they are getting transferred to a different place, it is difficult for them to take the vehicle to the new place, so they want to sell their vehicle. So those kind of messages, basically advertisement used to come in the OLX, and these messages are actually not from any genuine client or not from the OLX, but it was actually the basically the trick played by the cyber criminals. Then what they did, like once somebody can see they also used to show some kind of fake images of the vehicles and all. And once you see the images, so what they do, like they used to say that if you want to purchase this, you have to pay a registration amount of something. So once you pay the registration amount, then the process stops there, because that money is actually that advertisement was given by the cyber criminals. And once you pay the registration fee to purchase the vehicle further, then finally that is the end of your entire communication process. So finally you are ending up with losing the registration money that you have paid in the form of registration amount, like that. So that was the OLX scam that takes place in Hyderabad. And later on there was a total awareness regarding this particular scam in
চৌধুৰী এই
Hyderabad.
দৰ্জাখন দবাই দিবচোন
After that it was spread across the country so that the people don't do this kind of mistake, so that they actually don't become means victim of this kind of OLX scam later on. So that they actually put some kind of awareness scams in Hyderabad and in the other place of the country also. And after that the thing become little bit easier to know like this is a cyber attack basically. So this is the first one. And the second one that we can talk about is the mobile tower scam. So this scam is those who are actually staying in their own residence, like not in the flat I'm talking about, because in the flat it is not possible. Like whenever we are staying in our own residence, having our own land, so in that case we'll be facing this kind of problems. So what we'll be getting, like see the cyber criminals are so much means clever that they try to find out like who is staying basically in a flat, or who are staying in a basically a place where they are having their own land and all. So they used to get those kind of informations, and after that they used to give some kind of call, because phone numbers are easily available. Because as I already told, like suppose you are visiting a refueling center to refuel your vehicle, you are giving your phone number, so they will collect your phone number. Then different sources are there to collect your phone number. So and again after that, suppose if you go to any shopping mall nowadays, so whenever you are trying to purchase anything, they used to ask your phone number. Who knows, like your phone number is collected by the particular shopping mall, and after that what they will do with your phone number, it's okay that they are going to send some kind of offers and messages from time to time to you, but apart from that your phone number they can also sell to the other cyber criminal, who knows, right? So finally there are different means through which the cyber attackers are getting the phone number. And once your phone number is available, then so many other informations are also available. And after that what they do, they will give a call, like suppose hello sir, like we are offering some kind of mobile tower, like you can also install a mobile tower in your land. And if you are interested, then they will show different kind of like the offer that that you'll be getting, like suppose job to a person of suppose 20-30,000 every month. Then after that they will also say that you'll be getting 100% free electricity. Then after that you'll be getting apart from that you'll be getting so much means monthly rental also. So those kind of offers they will say. And after that what they will do, like once you are interested for installing the mobile tower by getting all those kind of offers, then what they do, like they will ask for some kind of registration fee, like if you want to process with this kind of tower installation in your land, let us pay this much of money. So like that, and once you are paying the money, gone. So that is what. So those kind of things, I think most of us used to get some kind of call from time to time, like this mobile tower scam. And here what I would like to tell you, like the mobile tower installation is not like that. Like the company directly will come and they will basically try to find out the place, like they will actually physically come and verify the area, like where they want to install the mobile tower. And once everything is means the certified, once everything is seen, then only after the tower installation can take place. So this is another kind of scam that took place long back. And the third one is the confident calls. So confident call is what, like most of the time people used to give some kind of confident calls, like suppose the cyber attackers will try to get some information about you, as I already told, like that from the social media or from different sources. They are going to collect your information, like the problem that you are facing, like your state of mind that you are in at a particular moment. So all those information they will collect, and after that they will give the call as if they are basically knowing everything about you, like this kind of problem that you might be facing, so we can solve or we can help. So finally, these are the confident call because they already have so much of information about you, and after collecting or gathering information about you, they only will they will actually call and they will try to get your information from them, from you. It's like that. Now, the social engineering attacks, how it can take place. So there are different kind of basically techniques that they are going to follow. The social engineering attacks take the help of the human emotions, as I already told at the beginning. So they are going to play with the human emotion, because we all human being are emotional at a particular stage of time. So as it is easier than hacking, as I already told you, like the social engineering attack is much more easier as compared to hacking network and to find out the security flaws. Because whenever I want to hack a particular system, I need to first find out the different kind of security flaws that is there in the system. Without that, it is not possible. But in case of social engineering, what happens? Suppose, for example, somebody wants to put an attack on me. What they will do? They will start the conversation. They will start asking me the ID and the password and something like that. And once they are getting the ID and the password through different means, then finally by using their ID and the password, they can have access to my system. So they can do that. So it is very much easier for them. And here also we need to understand one thing, like hacking is much more difficult as compared to the social engineering attack, because the social engineering attacks are going to be applied on a common people, and as compared to the hacking, the common people play with the common people is much more easier. We have seen so many cases, like suppose we most of the bank customers are losing their money because they have given their some of the information to the cyber criminals or cyber attackers, and after getting the information they are directly trying to get access to your account, and they can take out the money from your account. So that is the basically very common thing, because whenever the cyber attackers tries to get much more benefit from the attack, so that they are going to use is the social engineering attack, that we need to very clearly understand. And how they can actually play with us, fear. Sometimes they will create a fear kind of environment. For example, suppose they will say that there's a very common, I think some of us or some of our relatives already got this kind of phone calls. Like suppose they will give a phone call, the cyber criminal, and they will say that I'm calling from SBI or from so and so bank, and your account is going to get basically closed down if you don't take some steps, or if you are not doing some steps, like that they are going to say like that. And it actually makes you, and suppose there are some amount of currencies there in your account, and if you don't means take steps, you may lose the money, so they will say like that. And as a common people, sometimes we may also do the mistake, like okay, we think that okay, it may happen like I'll be what end up losing with my money, then it's better to actually get help from this particular person. So then after that they will start asking the information, and finally they are getting access to your information, so that they can do. Then next one is the greed. Sometimes you'll be getting, suppose a SMS you are getting, like this is a basically a lottery is going to take place, or congratulations, you have won this lottery. To carry on with this, you can do this. You have to actually click on the link or something like that. So once you click on the link, some information from your computer, or even the entire computer or the machine is basically what getting open to the hacker. So those kind of thing can happen. So that is why, and sometimes I remember like I used to get this kind of, I think most of you got this kind of call, like your congratulations, you have won a lottery or something like that, or those kind of things. So basically,
আধামানলৈ গ'লে আধামান গৈছে, তুমি লগাই থোৱা মিডিলত আছে, মিডিলত আছে আৰু কেইটামান কুৱেশ্যন পাইছোঁ হা, তিনিটা ময়ে দিছোঁ আৰু বাকী তুমি এই চাট বক্সত দিব, তুমি নোট কৰি লৈ পেলাই হেৰি কৰি দিবা হা। Can you read? ফিফটিনলৈকে আছে চাৰিটা আহে চাৰিটা দিব লাগিব আৰু যদি কোনোবাই দিওঁ তেতিয়া আমি ৰখাই দিম আৰু একো মানুহ বেছি নাই চব আমাৰ কোনো শুনি থকা নাই চলি আছে ন আমি পাতি কি এটা বস্তুকে কি বস্তু একেটা চিষ্টেমত ভৰাই একচুৱেলি মই আইডিয়াত নতুন
আমি তেনেকৈ কৰিছোঁ গ্ৰুপিং চিষ্টেম আৰু প্ৰতিটা মেমৰি কাম আছে কুৱেশ্যনৰ ভিতৰত যদি মোৰ লগত গাই কি কুৱেশ্যন আপোনাৰ যদি এটা আপোনাৰ নিজৰ চাবজেক্টত কুৱেশ্যন ডাটা যেনেকৈ এবাৰ চকুৰে চালে আপুনি গম পাব আছে
আমাৰ ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্টৰ দুটা পেপাৰ আছে
চিষ্টেম ইণ্টিগ্ৰেশ্যন চিষ্টেম এটা আপোনাৰ ইলেক্ট্ৰিক দিছে আমাৰ মেকানিকেল ডেটা চালে আৰু আইডিয়া আছে ঠিক আছে
একদম কুৱেশ্যনত টেকনিকেলি অল অপচনছটো মই গম নাপাওঁ
এইবিলাক কৰিতো দেখে ফাৰ্ষ্ট মোবাইলটা প্ৰমাণ আছে সাবজেক্টৰ লেভেল একে
সেকেন্ডটো কি আছে স্পেলিং টেলিং আছে বহুত গ্ৰামাৰৰ নলেজ বিয়া থাকে কিমান টাইম লাগে আপোনালোকৰ দলটো লক্ষ্য কৰোঁ কালি বহুত কাম আছে আপনারা গোটেইটা পেপার একে একে নেকি
more than science so from science or second grade was senior
নাম তো মই তিনিখনত দেখিছো বাৰুটো কেইটা জায়গাত দিছে মই চোৱাই নাই
science or
আচ্ছা ঋতুৰাজ এটা কথা মই কোনখন পেপাৰ কোন সিস্টেমত চেক কৰি থোৱা আছে না এই সাবজেক্ট কিটা মূল কি এলো সিস্টেমত এলো লৈ দিছে
নিজৰ সাবজেক্টৰ এটা দিও মেকানিকেল জৰবা সিভিলৰ দিও
জেনেৰেলি মডাৰেটৰ সদায় নিজৰ সাবজেক্টৰ মানুহে কৰে কুইক টিপস শেষৰ ফালে আহিছে কুইক টিপস এডুকেশ্যন সোমাই লোৱা
চল ঠিক আছে আপুনি কওক
সোমাইতো আছাই তুমি মুখখন হেৰুৱাবা এবাৰ
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. It was a very wonderful session. Got to learn so many things which are so very relevant in this troubled time. So we have certain questions. I hope you don't mind taking them. Definitely. The first question which comes to my mind and actually which is very relevant. Are social engineers and cyber experts the same? If yes, then what and how?
question has come because normally engineering is taken in a positive way your what your mind one or what your mind
Okay, thank you for the answer. It is quite interesting, isn't it? We always use engineering as a positive facet of our society, but nowadays it has been used in a negative way. Another question that has been raised: what are the harms caused by fishing? Fishing, yeah. Indeed, indeed. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Sharma. In this regard, another question for Shilpi Hassa. What is the most common and dangerous social engineering attack? What is the most common and dangerous social engineering attack? Definitely. Definitely. Thank you. Uh, so finally, the question, which I am sure that everyone wants to know, what are the ways to minimize threats to our personal system? That is something very important.
Any questions from the participants? Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Thank, thank you. Any more question from the audience?
Maybe even in the chat box. Maybe even in the chat box.
Maybe we can have one more minute. If someone has any doubt, they can leave it in the chat box. Okay. I welcome him from Assam Downtown University. It is nice to have you here. And it is also nice to know that you have collaborated internationally.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Professor. So I guess there is no more further question. So I would like to conclude the session here.
Thank you.
So first of all, I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, Dr. Vijay Sharma, for such a wonderful presentation today. It was very enriching and a lot of thought provoking. And then I would also like to thank our institute for providing us with the chance to conduct and organize this webinar. Finally, I would like to thank everyone who has participated for their work done, and I hope we can have more such enriching experiences in the future. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sharma. Thank you.